Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Jamie Hepburn is earning £100,000 a year, plus expenses, for being an independence minister, even though the SNP has no power to offer independence. It's a reserved matter. And yet the people of Scotland are being forced to pay his salary, plus the salary of all the other people working on this project. Millions of pounds a year. Well, they're not happy. And so a petition has been set up in order to scrap his role. He shouldn't exist. Why should the public be paying for what is a party political position, not a government position? It's quite wrong, and it is completely misuse of public money, and indeed they should be charged back for it, and in terms of cash. And if they don't pay, they should be prosecuted for misuse, and somebody needs to go to jail. Humza Yousaf, I'm looking at you. Well, this petition has so far hit over 6,000 signatures. They want it to be scrapped, and it's an untenable role. So anyway, we'll take a look at this very quickly. It's not a very big piece. We'll just take a quick look at this piece to see why people are unhappy and why, of course, Jamie Hepburn needs to go, to return back to the backbenches and to basically stop wasting money that could be spent in much, much better ways. Here goes. So more than 6,000 people sign the petition calling for it says 98k a year, but when you add on your expenses, it's about £120,000 a year post for a Minister of Independence to be scrapped. And of course, because there's no reason for having him, they are not entitled to have this position. And it's a party political matter, not governmental, because the government of Scotland, or at least this body, cannot call for independence. Therefore, it is absolutely misuse of money. The campaign for an end to the splurging of our money on independence campaigning is gaining support from the grassroots all across Scotland. Not that those two will listen. One on the left is like, he just doesn't listen anyway. And the one on the right is going, 100k a year, thank you very much. The petition calling for the Scottish Government to stop wasting taxes on breaking up Britain has now been signed by more than 6,000 people and growing. It was launched by the pro-UK campaign group Scotland in Union in response to growing concerns about the SNP spending public money on its party obsession, and this includes the controversial creation of a Minister for Independence post, including a salary entitlement of £98,000 a year plus expenses. And yet, because they can't offer it, this has got to quite clearly be misused. They've got to stop it. Unless they can justify it, which he can't, stop it and then hand them the bill. Hand the SNP party the bill. In an update to supporters on Friday, Scotland in Union revealed that 6,270 people have now signed the End the Spend petition since it was launched in July. And it said over 6,000 people have now signed our petition calling upon the SNP Green Government to scrap the unrequired post of Minister of Independence and to cease all public expenditure on its negative campaign trying to break up our country. But they won't. Not until they're threatened with jail. They will keep doing it until somebody goes to jail. That's the only reason it's going to stop. Humza Yousaf created the Skexit Minister post after he first became First Minister. He'd love to be Prime Minister, wouldn't he? And he gave the job to his mate, Jamie Hepburn. He is a team of around 20 civil servants costing millions of pounds a year, working on plans for Scottish independence, despite the fact that no referendum is expected in either the short or medium term, or indeed even the long term. It's just not going to happen. And so that's millions of pounds that can be spent, in better places. And we can all think of many better places to spend that money. The petition states that the SNP Green Government is wasting our taxes on trying to persuade voters to break up Britain, while people are struggling with the cost of living crisis, and our public services, including our NHS, are crying out for resources. And we've done the stories this morning on the NHS. If you haven't watched them, go and watch them. It said it's time for the people's priorities, not the SNP's. We, the undersigned, call upon the Scottish Government to scrap the unrequired post of Minister for Independence and to cease all public expenditure on its negative campaign for Scotland leaving the UK and preparation for another referendum. And I think that's about right. And it is absolutely wasting millions upon millions of pounds on something that not only isn't going to happen, but cannot happen. And yet they're still pissing money away. Meanwhile, people are dying in hospital waiting rooms. One aggrieved Scots voter who signed the petition on Friday said, "The state of the litter and the potholes in roads around here is appalling. I can't get an appointment at the GP unless I'm practically at death's door, and I'm terrified of ever needing to go to accident and emergency." And yet these clowns think that the number one priority for spending our money should be to waste it on planning for an independence referendum that even they themselves admit is not going to happen. It beggars belief, he says. It really does. The sooner we can get rid of this mob, the better, and I'll sign as many petitions as I can until the gnats have gone. There's only one petition that matters, and as soon as you can, you put your tick in a box, and it doesn't matter what box it is. Don't vote for the party you think you'd like to get in. Vote for the party in your area that is most likely to take the SNP out. If Scotland, if Scottish Labour are strong, vote Labour. Even if you're a Tory or a Lib Dem, hold your nose and vote Labour to get the SNP out of the seat. It's the only way it will happen. Anyway, so round off there and come up. But the public feeling is definitely on the side of angels here, not these two buffoons who seem to think wasting millions upon millions of pounds on something that cannot happen is a good idea. Coming up. Now, I said in the middle of that it won't stop until someone goes to prison. And that's all it takes. It just takes one person to be prosecuted for wasting public money and to get, say, 2 years, something like that. 2 years in prison for it. And it sends the right message. And all this shit will stop. All this wasting money on things that can't happen just that they can do it. And it's got to happen. And I think they are deliberately, I think they know they're not going to be in power any much longer. So they're deliberately leaving scorched earth so that whoever takes over can't be made to look better than them. Because it's so bad they cannot, in one term, fix all the problems that the SNP have created. And I think that is definitely what's going on in their minds. They are criminal if they're doing that. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, do please hit the subscribe button. It helps our message get out. It helps us spread the word. And, of course, hit the like. That also helps. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and for heaven's sake, vote them out. Bye.